Bande Matram, a good evening. So, in this glorious evening, we are going to glorify a glorious topic, that is the divine is everywhere. Very amusing topic, of course, one very interesting topic we are going to take for discussion this evening, that is the divine is everywhere. So, for the spiritual seeker, we know that the divine is all for us. So without the divine, nothing is there. Divine is our goal. Divine is our mission. We are turning. So divine is the center of our adventure, and we are going. So everything is divine. So divine is everywhere here, everywhere. As in another format, Sri Aurobindo has quoted a beautiful line: "The world is God fulfilled in outwardness." So everything, people have a sensitive idea. Of course, the divine is there in everywhere, also, of course, but actually he is hidden, concealed in a passive stage. People feel, but Sri Aurobindo straightforwardly speaks that divine is everywhere. The world is God fulfilled in outwardness. We can see the divine, we can feel the touch, even we can sense him. It is possible. Not possible, it is true. Divine is everywhere. And we can see the beauty is his footprint, showing us where he has passed. What we feel beautiful, beauty. So this is the footprint of the divine, footprint of God, showing us where he has trod through this beauty. Whatever beautiful for you, whatever you someone is feels that is beauty. So divine is everywhere. Outwardly, and the world is God fulfilled. So everything is packed with divine. Divine touch is there, divine sense is there, divine presence is there, divine voice is there. Everything is divine, God fulfilled, and divine fulfilled everywhere. The mother is having a beautiful message on the divine. The divine alone is true, all the rest is falsehood. Very clearly, mother has quoted the thing to be understood in a very interesting, in a very clear manner. The divine alone is true, all the rest is falsehood. Again, Sri Aurobindo, of course, in five lines Sri Aurobindo mother has used. The divine is real, all the rest is illusion. Initially, Sri Aurobindo quoted, mother quoted, divine is alone is true, all the rest is falsehood. Then second, after this second format, in second form, Sri Aurobindo mother quotes, the divine is real, all the rest is illusion. Again, the number three, Sri mother quotes, the divine is life, all the rest belongs to the kingdom of death. So everything only divine, that is immortal, and he is life. All the rest belongs to the kingdom of death. Again, number four, the divine is light. After life, mother quotes, it is light. All the rest is semi-obscurity. Obscurity fully or semi-obscurity, how we feel, almost semi-obscurity, but the light is only the divine. Again, the next, the last step, mother quotes here very interestingly. The divine is love, life, light, love, initially true and the reality was gone. So divine is alone is love, all the rest is selfish and sentimentality. Selfish sentimentality. So again, it will be interesting to quote for another time. The divine alone is true, all the rest is falsehood. The divine alone is real, all the rest is illusion. The divine alone is life, all the rest belongs to the kingdom of death. The divine alone is light, all the rest is semi-obscurity. The divine alone is love, all the rest selfish sentimentality. And eight. So somebody can ask, so why that is created, this falsehood, this illusion, death and obscurity and the sentimentality, selfishness. So what for it is there? Then mother clarifies here beautifully. Yet the divine is everywhere. Divine is everywhere in the ignorant man as well as in the sage. Wherever you find that presence of the divine, it is in there in the ignorant man and as well as in the sage. And again, finally, mother quotes, And yet the divine is everywhere in the sinner as well as in the saint. Everywhere in the sinner and in the saint, wherever you see, divine is everywhere. His presence, it is there. So thing is that with the divine life is bliss, without the divine life is a painful illusion. So um, what is the reality that we can actually trace upon? The divine whom we seek, the divine whom we seek is not far off and inaccessible. He is at the very heart of his creation. He is not far, he is not distant, he is not in obscurity, he is not passive. He is in the very heart of his creation, and what he wants to do is to find him. This is the thing. The thing is that we have to find him. The object of life we have seen, to know is good, to live is good, better, and to be, that is perfect. And simultaneously we have seen the purpose of life is to discover, to realize, and to manifest the divine. So three things for which the life has been missioned, sent in mission. So he wants us to do is to find him through the personal transformation, to become capable of knowing him. First, to find him; second, to knowing him, and uniting with him, and finally of identifying him consciously. Manifesting him consciously, we must consecrate ourselves to this. It is the true reason of our existence. So, the true reason of existence, we must find him through personal transformation, to become capable of knowing him, uniting with him, and finally manifesting him consciously. This is the purpose of our journey, and for it, this is the reason of our existence. We are here, it is there. And the three steps, of course, we are seeing, Mother has written, advised us, and explained us. Three steps towards the supreme identification. Number one, give all you have. This is the beginning. Next, give all what you do. That is the way. Give all what you are. That is the fulfillment. This is the three steps we must do. That is that for that only we are here. We are here for this manifestation and for the glorification of this process. And again, faith on the divine will, Mother quotes. That faith must be there. Again, Mother quotes, we have to have faith that in spite of our ignorance and errors and weaknesses, we must have faith in spite of everything, and in spite of all the attacks of the hostile forces, in spite of the all immediate appearance of the failure of the divine failure, because the divine is leading us through every circumstances towards the final realization. Everything is divine. Very interesting, most worthiest, one of the worthiest message what Mother has quoted. We have to have faith that in spite of all ignorance, error, and weaknesses, and in spite of all attacks of the hostile forces, in spite of any immediate appearance of the failure, the divine is leading us that every circumstances towards the final realization. It is there. The faith will give us equanimity. It is the faith that accepts what happens, not definitely, but something that has to be gone through the way. So Sri Aurobindo, it is a beautiful message as messaged by Sri Aurobindo. We have to take care of that. That faith is a must. There is no other go. Again, of course, there is a beautiful message by the Mother. The divine is not far. He is inside us. He is in ourselves, deep inside and above the feelings and the thoughts. No, we are just He is circumscribing us. We are actually getting circumscribed and enveloped, enclosed by Him. With the divine is the peace and the certitude. Even the solution of all difficulties, hand over all the problems to the divine. So He is the solution. He is surrounding. He is circumscribing us. So the solution of the all difficulties, what we have to do, we have to hand over all our problems to the divine, and He will pull you out of all difficulties. There is no other go. Only thing you must give it. That is your problem. For that you are not spending. You are nothing. You have to simply give your problems, and there will be a concrete solution. The thing is that the precondition that you must have faith. Again, we will see very interesting thing from Mother. It is the divine presence that gives value to the life. Presence, it is the divine, with the life, divine life is bliss, without the divine life is a painful illusion. It is the divine presence that gives value to the life. That presence is the source of all peace, all joy, all sincerity. Find the presence in yourself and your difficulties will disappear. Only thing is that we have to find the divine presence that is well better inside us. Thing is that we are not able to know what is going on, and really we are actually migrating, we are running away from ourselves. That is the problem. Then again, Mother quotes very interestingly, consider the divine life as the most important thing to obtain. Consider the divine life the most important thing to obtain. Happiness is not the aim of life. The aim of life, our life, is to carry out the ordinary life. The aim of ordinary life is to carry out one's own duty to live for himself. That's what. The aim of spiritual life, which we are leading, or which you people are leading, then that is the aim, is to realize the divine. That is the major difference between people who are living in the ordinary atmosphere and in the spiritual atmosphere. Against your again, Mother quotes, whether you meditate or not, whether you attend classes or not, whether you study or not, it does not make any difference in this yoga. So this is very interesting because in integral yoga, he is the sadhaka and the sadhana. So it does not matter, makes no difference. What people say should do is only to go within. That is the thing. You have to go deep within, aspire sincerely to want the divine and love the divine only. Only for the divine you must seek, you must plunge, you must discover, you must realize, and you must manifest. That is the thing which over. This thing, for that only we are here. Again, Mother quotes very interestingly, you must know how to depend for everything and in everything on the divine. That you must learn. That is the major criteria. That is the major rule. That is the rule. You must know how to depend upon the divine every time, every moment for the ease purpose. So he alone can surmount all difficulties. That is the way he can will do. Nothing can be done. This transformation can only be done by a power infinitely greater than the man's force. So man can do anything. He has to depend. He has to surrender. He has to aspire. So that is on whom? That is the divine. And again, Mother has quoted and explained that the divine is what we adore in Sri Aurobindo, straightly, in a very dignitary manner, in a very interesting manner, short manner. Sri Mother has quoted, divine is what we adore in Sri Aurobindo. Then again comes, what is the true aim? And conversion of the aim of life from ego to the divine. From ego to the divine, that conversion, that is the aim of our life. Instead of seeking one's own satisfaction to have the source of the divine, that is the aim of our life. Is the entire ego must be replaced, and in that blank space, the divine must be called, aspired to be filled in. If divine is there, he is filling the egocentric space, spaces. If that ego is, then ego is gone. If ego is gone and the divine is taking that place, then your problem is over. That is the aim of our life. Again, of course, Mother is going to true strength and perfection. Very interestingly, Mother quotes here, true strength and perfection come from the divine presence in the heart. It is everything in the heart because there is the psychic presence. Psychic, we know, the soul, the present in the process of development becomes psychic. So that is the spark of the supreme spark of the absolute. That his position is in the heart. Mother also quotes, concentrate me on your heart, and this is my permanent residence. I am here. If you want to keep this presence constantly in you, avoid carefully all the vulgarity of in speech and behavior and acts. So it must be exhibited, it must be thrown out. So divine is the goal, divine is everywhere, divine is the object. So we must realize it. The world is God fulfilled in outwardness, divine is everywhere. Thank you.